Good evening. I'm Christopher Sullivan Diaz, and our sports sticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Nebraska junior golfers Tommy Kelly from Creighton Prep and Jackson Hines out of York High School signed to join the Husker men's golf team for the 2026-27 season when the fall signing period began on Wednesday, November 12th. In other Husker news, on day 2 of the national duels, the Nebraska wrestling team secured a 4th-place finish out of 16 teams, earning $75,000 in prize money on Sunday, November 16th at the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After falling to number 4 Ohio State in the semifinals, the Big Red had a quick turnaround for third-place duel against number 5 Oklahoma State at noon. Nebraska collected a pair of ranked wins in the matchup, but the Cowboys came out on top 33-6. And finally, the Cowboys face off against the Raiders tonight in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium for Monday Night Football starting at 7:15. Our sports ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the retirement compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 1 of Sports Nightly is up next, right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Latif at shotgun depth, takes a snap, play action fake, rolls right, looks left, throw back on the wheel route. Johnson's got it at the 22-20, 15-10. Johnson breaks a tackle. He's in. Touchdown, Huskers.
Harper Murray sails it to the back middle. Bad passer out of system, bump set, left roll, shot across. Here come the Huskers on match point. The side, Andy Jackson. Kaboom! One down in L.A. 25-20, the verdict in the third. Andy Jackson and the Huskers huddle. Victorious yet again, 26-0 with 2 weeks and 4 matches to go.
Sanford across the line with a pump fake. Now it's Mast with the ball, top of the circle. Lost it, got it back. Did Price Sanford, Mast 3. Got it! Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. What a clutch 3 by Mast. And he did not have to shoot that.
Hake looks to get it in, into Petrie up the left sideline, 60-foot jumper. You betcha! You betcha! A 60-foot miracle from way down under. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Welcome in, everybody. Happy Monday to you. I'm Jessica Coody with Kyle Crooks. We were laughing during that montage because you're going to have to step up your energy game.
Yeah,
compared to the other 3 guys that are in season right now.
Apparently,
Coatney, Kent, and JB.
I have no excuse. Coatney and Kent are just knocking me out of the water. There's so much energy in those calls, and rightfully so. Those are some pretty cool moments, especially what Kent had to call on Saturday. I had the chance because we had a bye week, right? So we're not flying somewhere, or we're not somewhere with football. We have the chance to sit and watch the entire game. And from what I've been told, I mean, that was because it was almost the size of a high school gym. I think it was
it's
like
an awesome
3,000+ something.
Yeah.
So it was like almost so you could equate it to a high school state championship or like a state playoff game that's in a high school gymnasium. That's how loud it was. It just seemed really cool on television the other night.
Yeah. It was awesome. But great weekend for Husker sports once again. Hey, unfortunately, the set win streak in the Big Ten Conference has come to an end. UCLA hands Nebraska their first set loss of the season. You would have thought UCLA won the national title.
I think it's time to pack it in, if you ask me.
But anyways, Huskers pick up 2 wins on the West Coast. And once again, hey, another attendance record.
Yeah,
No big deal.
You sent me the graphic of the total combined attendance between UCLA and USC, and at least for this one, I think it might have been Michigan that photoshopped the red out of the picture that they had when they sold out at Michigan. From what I've seen, at least these 2 schools didn't do that. At least they sort of embraced the fact that, the reason we're selling out these matches is because the biggest brand in the sport is coming.
Yeah, well, and USC sets a volleyball attendance record. They also kind of have some red in their.
That's true. But I guess colors, UCLA and what I noticed too, and I think some of the players said it on social media, is some of the schools don't have those TerraFlex floors.
Yeah.
That give you a little bit of give, which is pretty surprising if you're playing at the Power 4 level or at the Big Ten. That all these schools that it's almost should be a mandate for a Power 4 school.
And you have to host So it's part of kind of postseason, but not everybody and it's different.
It's a lot more give, a little bit more cushion when you're diving out. I mean, that's gotta hurt.
You gotta
if you're Laney Choboy or somebody who's digging things
knee
out.
pads and the full leggings, I guess. But impressive weekend, and it was a volleyball attendance record at USC. So that was just add it to the list of the ongoing list. But thought it was a really impressive how they bounced back and I think it could bode well. Going back to when Harper and Andy and Bergen, they were all freshmen, they had this streak of wins that I think it started to weigh a little bit. And while I know that they have such a good approach to everything and mentally they're just so locked in, I think it's probably going to be good for the long run that they ended up dropping a set.
I think there is something to that. It starts to weigh on you and you start to think about it a little bit more, and maybe you tend to make more mistakes. And then right away, as soon as you lose that third set, 25-19, to that point, you come back, you flip the page, and you win the fourth and final set of that match, 25-15. So the ability to turn the page within that match, quite literally right away, to win that match against UCLA. And, they made a huge deal about it, and rightfully so. I mean, you look at it from UCLA's perspective, you're trying to grab momentum whenever you can, and you're the one team that's beat them in a set within Big Ten play. So that does mean something, but in the grand scheme of things, I think it was good to see that happen within the regular season before you get – because if it happens – Jess, in the NCAA tournament, all of a sudden you're saying to yourself, well, man, this hasn't happened since non-conference. How are we as a team going to respond to it? But the fact you've had the opportunity now in the regular season to lose a set, I think it does matter because it shows your ability to bounce back.
And look, I think this team fully expects it's not gonna be perfect from here on out. I mean, they've made no bones about being very vocal from the start of the season that, hey, we want to win a national title. And, and even though it was a long stretch that they didn't experience any kind of loss at all, even in a set, that, I think they fully expect that that's going to be something they're going to have to handle. So moving forward, as the competition gets tougher and as you move forward in the NCAA tournament, probably going to be something you got to face. So I don't think it was a bad thing, as much as this team has tried to find different ways to, hey, this is the adversity that we're facing, even though it doesn't seem like we're facing adversity. How are we going to battle through this? How are we going to make adjustments? I still think there's nothing like, having to actually feel that, and then that pressure also being relieved, but then how you respond from it. I think that was a good experience for this team.
Yeah, I think it's interesting how, as a high-level athlete or maybe as a program, it's probably not hard, but from somebody who's an outsider and is not in the day-to-day, how you're able to continue to motivate yourself at an elite level when you're blowing all these teams out of the gym, right? Maybe that sounds ridiculous, but maybe not from like a fan's perspective. You can look at it that way. From a player's perspective, Harper Murray probably says that's ridiculous. This is what we do. We want to blow people out. We want to win a championship. But you think of it from the way that they have to attack it. You have to continue to be incredibly detailed to play the way that they're playing. Make sure that you're playing to the scout and what the coaches have in front of you, and playing at an A+ level consistently, month after month and week after week. It's just remarkable what they're doing.
Yeah, and Lindsay Peterson and it was a fantastic conversation with her last week as a part of the dig. We dove into that mental aspect of it, because it's been something that has had to evolve and that they've had to address, and not even just the pressures of the eyeballs that are on this program and the expectations and, just the social media aspect of it, and how these women are superstars. But it's also what they have to battle day in and day out in practice. And, the you might not be at your best against your teammates in a gym and a practice. It's hard. It's hard what these players are doing it. But yet, she was talking about how Andy Jackson, it was, I think it was in the game against either Minnesota. She had a great weekend last week and was the player of the week. But one of the either Illinois or Minnesota, how Andy Jackson would be the first to point out, like, as good as she was, she'd be like, I did this wrong, I did this wrong, I did this wrong. Like, they just have a different they're just wired differently, those athletes. And they just, even when it looks easy from the outside, they're finding ways to fine tune and nitpick. And it's just, they're rolling. And, I looked at it as a little bit me personally, a little bit of a relief that they ended up and then they were able to bounce back and play pretty well the rest of the way, and then also pretty well on Sunday as well.
Yeah, I think a way you can look at it, the way that they stay sharp, even when they blow all these teams out and you have all these 3-set sweeps, is the fact that they have 2 essentially top 10 teams within the same roster, right? So their practices are a lot harder than some of these match days are. I think that's one way to look at it. I mean, that's this team in practice, that's the elite of the elite. It almost feels like that's like an Olympic practice, the amount of talent that they have in that gym.
And a lot of them want to eventually get there. So that's a lot of them why they choose to come here, and they know that they are going to be pushed to that level. 402-413-2400 is that number to call if you want to be a part of the show tonight. We're going to talk some hoops coming up in hour number 2. Fred Hoiberg going to be here with us. What a win for Nebraska men's basketball on Saturday. Nebraska women's basketball also off to an unbeaten start, had a big win yesterday as well. We're going to talk football here this hour, and Matt Rhule met with the media today coming off the bye week. But, we had the stay or whatever, what is stay? Hold? What is it called? When they hold on the time, the kickoff time. Hold. I was like, stay doesn't sound right. But
It's all the same.
6 o'clock. Going to be a prime time. I don't think any of us are surprised, but even still, that's a little bit of a tough turnaround for the Huskers, being the late night kick at Penn State and then turning right around and playing 11 a.m. on Friday against Iowa.
And that adds to their environment for senior day. I've seen rumblings that they do some sort of a whiteout for the seniors, and this is their last hurrah. And it's an opportunity for them to get into a bowl game by winning out. Now, I think there's still an opportunity, even under 6 wins, at highest APR. Somebody drops out, they could find themselves in a bowl game. But for them, they're playing for the opportunity to have a postseason game, to finish the season strong and await what their future might be with a new head coach. But it's a Penn State team they're playing much, much better, very good at the line of scrimmage, one of the best offensive lines in the Big Ten, one of the best running backs in the Big Ten. They have probably a best tandem running back situation between Katron Allen and Nick Singleton that you could find in the country, just with a number 1 and a number 2 in the way that they complement each other. A really good pass rush up front. So some of the things that have given the Huskers issues, a good running game, a good pass rush, that's what you're going to see on the road. And let's face it, the first true, real road environment outside of Minnesota that the Huskers are going to face all year, right? Just off the top of my head, Maryland, UCLA didn't present that.
Arrowhead, obviously.
Yeah, that was a home game. Just very much like the Pentagon, what we saw this past weekend was what football had with Arrowhead, and that's credit to Husker Nation. Not every team gets that opportunity. But you look at the Vegas numbers, and it was shocking to a lot of people when you look at it and you see Penn State as a 10.5-point favorite as a 4-win team. But if you look at the way they've incrementally gotten better and some of the weaknesses in which the Huskers have had some things not go their way, and stopping the run, getting after the quarterback, and vice versa, and having some issues protecting the quarterback. This is going to be an incredibly tough matchup, but one that the Huskers, TJ continues to improve, Emmett does what he does, the defense continues to improve. They certainly can win.
It's still a team that has a lot of talent, and a team that has talent from a college football playoff appearance a year ago. I'll tell you, too, it always worries me, too. Makes me nervous going into a senior night type of situation. Lots of things on the line. You talk about the bowl appearance potentially on the line, but playing for some of those guys the last time they might play in that stadium at night, it just there's going to be a lot more emotion tied into it, which can fuel a team as well.
Yeah, it's going to be important to see how TJ deals with that. I think we talked about it a lot last week when Nebraska, they weren't off schedule a whole lot against UCLA. They weren't in a lot of second and longs, third and longs. They were head of the sticks. Emmett had another incredible game. But you have to find a way to get TJ in some of those situations that allows the offense to stay in rhythm. Danny Dennis Sutton is a name you're going to hear a lot, number 33. He's a Sunday guy. In our pregame show, you hear a lot of his name. Hopefully you don't hear it a whole lot during the game because it means he's getting after the quarterback. But he has 5 sacks this year, 8.5 tackles for loss. That front 4 is an issue for Penn State. They took Oregon down to the wire. This was pre-collapse and James Franklin getting fired. Indiana probably should have beat on their home field. You look at all the one-score games that they've played this year where, whether it's Northwestern, UCLA, all these tough losses that they had, they were right there. And, it's a team that also has lost their quarterback. They're going to a redshirt freshman guy, and Drew Aller was the heartbeat of that team, but Ethan Grunkemeyer, who comes in now, gets his opportunity to audition essentially to be the quarterback of the future for whoever that new coach is going to be, who has a lot of talent, ability to take off and run, has a strong arm, had his best game against one of the best teams on their schedule in Indiana. There's a lot of things that are working in their favor right now for Penn State.
You'd mentioned James Franklin. That's the first, I guess, domino to be put in place of this very, very large coaching carousel that continues to be more and more vacancies as we go. But he seems to have found the landing spot at Virginia Tech. You surprised by that?
I am a little bit because if you believe everything you read on Twitter, which you shouldn't, but at least people that are reputable sources, saying that he was waiting out maybe a Florida State if they decided to move on from Mike Norvell. That's a bigger job within the ACC. He wanted Vanderbilt. He made Vanderbilt credible. He could very much do the same thing at Virginia Tech. Is he going to win a national championship at Virginia Tech? I don't think so. I think eventually he probably lands himself a bigger job. But I thought James Franklin would have held out for an opportunity, whether if, say, Ole Miss comes open and Lane leaves, or Auburn is open, does he go to a place? I just thought he would end up at more of an SEC, bigger opportunity.
He's one of the guys on the list that you'd feel like would be at the top of the list for a lot of these places.
He would be if I was hiring. He's a proven head coach. You look at what he did at Penn State. Everyone likes to get on him for how this season went. And, preseason, they're preseason number 2 for a reason, because what they did last year, what they've done pretty consistently, winning 10-plus games pretty consistently, getting to premier bowl games consistently at Penn State. I get they have higher expectations than most, but there's a lot of teams that are looking for a head coach because programs have not lived up to that consistency that James Franklin had at Penn State.
Is Lane Kiffin going to Florida? What are your inside sources saying there, Kyle?
I would say it's probably about 85-90%.
Wow.
I say so. Apparently, and this is pretty good information that's out there, but his family was in Gainesville yesterday.
Yeah, those flight trackers.
Also in Baton Rouge, though. So his family has been in Gainesville, and they've also been in Baton Rouge. That was today. They were in Gainesville on Sunday, which, man, you got to think of this, Jess, if you're an Ole Miss fan and your coach is still your coach and his family's taking private jets to other towns looking for another job while you're one win in the Egg Bowl against a bad Mississippi State team from clinching a spot in the college football playoff. And now the athletic department at Ole Miss has given him a mandate that we want your decision by the Egg Bowl, which is in 2 weeks. They have an open week this week. Are you staying or not? Because they will have somebody else coach that team in the playoff if he is gone. I mean, you can't have Lane coaching in the playoff if he's already had a handshake agreement with Florida or LSU.
Right.
It's just such a weird. They're
It's messy.
10-1. This is one of the best years they've ever had. And with that, Lane probably, I'd say 90% is out the door.
Wow.
Just think of that.
It's crazy. All right, we got to get to a break. Coming up next, going to hear from the head coach, Matt Rhule, as he met with the media today, coming off the bye week and heading into the matchup with Penn State. So get some preview of that. And, we'll talk some hoops coming up in hour number 2 as well. So lots to come here. Full 2 hours of Sports Nightly here on this Monday night edition. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. And again, 402-413-2400 is that number if you want to be a part of the show tonight. Going to step aside for a break. More coming up after this.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at duteausubaru.com. Duteau Subaru, driven by you.
The work is dirty and sometimes dangerous. It's the kind that can break your body, and if you let it, your spirit. But while there may be better ways to make a living, you won't convince me there's a better way to live. I'm a Nebraska corn farmer, and there's nothing else I would rather be.
Brought to you by the Nebraska Corn Board.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the propane tank on your grill first, before hosting a tailgate.
Let's fire up.
Here, let me try. Seriously? You didn't check the propane?
Who wants chips?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Salt and vinegar?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
How do you stay humble when you're America's #1 wiper blade? That's what we're currently dealing with at Rain-X. Is it even possible to humble brag when you bully Mother Nature like we do? Do we sound too conceited if we keep repeating how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America? No, we'll take a lesson from our wipers and just keep doing our job with humility. As America's #1 wiper blade. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Central Valley Ag, starting calves strong means setting up your success. Purina Stress Care 5 with RX3 immune support technology is now available. Help your herd thrive with proven performance you can count on. Right now, when you buy 2 tons or more, you'll get a free mug, limit 1 per purchaser. Start them strong. Harness the benefits. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect that water is the reason parts of your concrete have gotten so uneven. Walkway tripping hazards, sinking pool deck, cracked driveways are dangerous threats to everyone's safety. But there's one way to learn how your concrete can be lifted. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at DuteauSubaru.com. Duteau Subaru, driven by you.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. Did you watch just football all day, every day the last 2 days?
It was nice. I watched a lot of Penn State, Michigan State, just understanding that I'd have to watch that tape a little bit more this week. I had Iowa USC. It's good because ESPN's back on YouTube TV, right? So you get a lot of games at once. I'm trying to think of all the games I was watching. I had Florida, Ole Miss.
When did that come through?
This was probably Friday night,
So
I want to
it
say.
was like
was it Friday night, guys? Yeah.
Last minute, like right at the buzzer.
Yeah, so
for the
they,
weekend.
I mean, there's a lot that we missed. What was there, 2 college football weekends? There was a really good Packers-Eagles Monday Night Football game that was not able to be aired on YouTube TV. Luckily, and by the way, they just made actually, that's an hour old, but James Franklin officially, they made the graphic and all that stuff. I wasn't sure if it was official yet from Virginia Tech, but they just put out the graphic for them. But yeah, so it was wall to wall, and then I had a nice, I think it was a dual box at one point. I think it was the Florida game and then Nebraska basketball game. So my worlds were colliding in YouTube TV. So that was a fun dual box I had going on.
It was a lot of good games. How about what was I just about to ask? Also it was a big recruiting weekend. Saw a lot of the Husker football coaches were out and about and posting, and so I know that Coach Rhule, when I chatted with him last week on the TV show, that the priorities for this year's team, but also it's a big priority weekend for going out and seeing some future Huskers. Yeah,
and that's a huge part of the job that we all know, recruiting. And you have to, these off weekends, you're off from a game and you're off from, practice schedule isn't quite the same, but these guys are out, and they take some nice planes and some nice travel, but you got to be all over the place. I saw EJ Barthel was by Greg Olson. I know he coaches a high school team.
By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, shout out Izzy, who's about to walk behind me. She is the master behind Husker Volleyball's social media account.
Yes, she tweeted out that graphic. Just
had it live shout out to Izzy. So
there's the digital team is fantastic here, by the way.
Yes, they are.
The social media game.
Well, just look at Emmett's push last week.
Yeah, that's them.
Like that was turned. I mean, we were in a meeting on Monday, and the way that it was turned around in less than, it was like 12 hours, and that all that stuff was coming out.
Well, it's interesting, right? Because Coach Rhule, he makes an edict, and he said it on the podium that we're going to do a lot here with Emmett, but he doesn't necessarily. He's not the one who has to execute it. There's a team of people that have to execute it. That goes from Keith Mann, that goes down, Alex O'Hurk, his team, and then they spend the hours and hours and hours. And Alex, I remember talking to him in the elevator, and his head was just spinning last week
he had
from
to
the
build a
Emmett
website
stuff. Yeah,
that had millions of views over the last few days.
So just shout out to all those that entire crew that not just doing football, they're doing all the sports, especially basketball now in crossover season. They're doing multiple at once, and social media is people think it's all fun and games. It's a 24/7 deal because you have to be on your phone, and you constantly have to be by your laptop and creating and up to, because sports can change on a dime.
Yeah.
A coach wants this done, they have to be the ones that get it done right away.
They've got recruiting that goes into it that a lot of it doesn't even see the light of day. They're sending, I mean, there's so many layers to it beyond just what the cool graphic or the cool video looks like, and there's an army of people. But yeah, I just had to, while she was walking by, give her a shout out, because she was also the one that said, guess there's nothing to do in LA either. So
yeah, she's just throwing some shade there too.
But also the Epicenter coming out tonight as well, which is great.
Saw the preview of that
documentary on Husker volleyball. It's coming out tonight, so you can check that out after Sports Nightly. All right, let's hear from the head coach Matt Rhule, who met with the media today, playing a few clips from his press conference. Starting with he was asked about Penn State's offense.
They've got one of the best offensive lines you'll see in the back. Oh, they have 2 backs, but 13, took over that game. 10 took over the game against Indiana to get them back in the game, right? So I mean, I think they've got great run schemes. They run all the different run schemes. I think last game was 50 runs, 13 passes. Yeah, no, there's exactly that. I showed it to our team yesterday. I'm like, hey, guys, 50 runs. Now, to be fair, some of those runs were quarterback dropping back and then running the ball, right? The last drive, I think Michigan State had the ball with 14 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 14:39. And it was 3rd and 30. They threw a screen. They punted the ball. Penn State goes down and scores, and Indiana gets the ball back with 4:38. So they took 10 minutes off the clock. Not a ball in the air. Other than a toss. Now they dropped back a couple times, and then the quarterback did a great job running. So, we are one of the top pass defenses in the country. We are one of the top, all these different things. But we've struggled versus the run, and they are going to come out and run the football. So, I look at it as what a wonderful opportunity for our guys to go out there and conquer things that have bothered them. And so we can defend the run. They're just very good at it too. So a lot of credit to them. They had 100 and some yards through 3 quarters, and in the fourth quarter, Penn State went out, and I think they had 130 yards in the fourth quarter. So it'll come down to our ability late in the game to defend the run. And I think we start talk about stopping the run. That takes everybody. It takes your defense. Also takes your offense scoring points. They're a top 25 defense. They're giving up 316 yards per game. So it'll be a great challenge all around.
The final score of that game against Michigan State is not indicative to how close that was played on the road. That was a 14-10 game going into the fourth quarter. They had 14 points in the fourth to extend that and put it out of reach. And Michigan State, Aiden Childs wasn't available. He's had some struggles this year anyway, but they were playing with their backup quarterback. But Katron Allen, who Matt Rhule had talked about in that clip, ran for 181 yards. That was a career high for him at a long of 42. He had some big gashes on the ground. I think they had 140 yards rushing in the fourth quarter alone or something like that. I could have that wrong, but they really put their foot on the gas there in the fourth quarter. But that was a close game. Again, it's very much what we talked about in the opening segment, that everything that Penn State does well, Nebraska has had issues stopping, running the ball, and just time of possession. They had almost 40 minutes time of possession in this game, so it's going to be a tough one.
All right, next clip we want to play for you is just Coach Rhule was asked about his expectations for TJ Lateef in his second start.
I just want him to go play. They've got a ferocious pass rush. Number 33 is, besides having 5 sacks, 8.5 tackles for loss, he's also got 3 block punts. He is just fantastic, and it's not just him, right? They've got good players up and down the defensive line, all 3 levels. So TJ's there's gonna be times where there's gonna be pressure, and he's gonna have to reverse out and go make a play and run. And I want him to play free. I want him to go out there and let it rip. If he starts, sometimes the first game, the second game you start to don't overthink too much. Just go out there and play through the good plays and play through the bad plays, and just take one snap at a time. Use to me, he's a triple threat. Use your brain, get us in the right play. Use your arm, make the right throws, and then use your legs. I think those are the things. The biggest probably challenge is just the crowd noise. It's one of the loudest places I've ever been, and so, do you use the cadence? Do you clap? Do you go silent cadence? How do you do those things? And what is he comfortable with? But yeah, I want to see him play, man. This is a great opportunity for TJ, and I don't want him to play it close to the vest. I don't want our coaches to play it close to the vest. We got to go play and see what happens.
Yeah, I think there's even more confidence in TJ Lateef, and I think if you're TJ, there's more confidence in yourself because you've gone out and you've done it now against a Big Ten team. Again, much better team, a little bit more talented, a lot more Sunday talent on the other side this time around, not just against Penn State, but against Iowa. So there's going to be a lot of things that are going to have to be proven, especially early in the game to get the crowd out of it. But I think TJ now, even with the upped competition, is coming in with a lot more confidence because now he's had a full game in the Big Ten at the helm.
And not just TJ, the guys around him too played really well and upped their game. And the way that was one of the more complete offensive performances, that especially in the first half, that I think a lot of guys did their job, and they were really celebrating that and feeding off of that, and hopefully the entire offense can carry that confidence into this one, because it's a must. I feel like it's, and we'll see what Damon's message is going into this week, but he talked specifically about the less that it's about the quarterback, the better it is for Nebraska. And as good as TJ was, he got a lot of help from his friends, and that was kind of the messaging that DB said. I think it needs to be the same kind of case this week.
Yeah, in the end for Nebraska, if they win this game, it's because Emmett Johnson helped win this game. They won the game at the line of scrimmage. They helped control Penn State's rushing attack within reason. You limit big plays. You don't let the quarterback beat you in those situations when everything breaks down. Can TJ win in those opportunities when he has the chance to scramble? When the play's broken down. I'm not talking about design runs, but how much yardage do you get from TJ Lateef when everything sort of goes haywire? I think that's the potential of what TJ Lateef gives you in this offense, especially against a pass rush that's going to put you on your heels all night.
All right, last clip we want to play for you. Coach Rhule was asked about the scouting report. You heard Kyle talking earlier about those Penn State running backs. So Coach Rhule was asked his thoughts going into the matchup against the Nittany Lion running backs.
Yeah, they got long speed. They can catch the ball. They pick up blitzes. They can run downhill. They can run outside. They can play them both together. They've been great since they were freshmen. And, I can't minimize how good their offensive line is. Love the center. He's really a good player. And they've at their best, they find a way to run the football. And, but they're really talented players.
And of note, Coach Rhule did mention this. Deshaun McCullough should be back this week. He was full go in practice. So he'll help in the run defense, but especially getting after the passer. So getting Deshaun McCullough back will be key. Dawson Merritt did practice as well. So that's just a little bit more depth at the linebacker position. But this will be a big game for the guys, Elijah Judy, Cade Petschok, Riley Van Poppel, some of those guys they're going to have, Williams Uneri, that are going to have to control the line of scrimmage. They have 2 preseason All-Americans on their offensive line.
It'll be interesting to see because Dylan Rogers was one of those guys that was a bright spot that rose to the occasion when his number was called last time out, and as important of a piece that Deshaun McCullough has been, will Dylan Rogers maybe get some more opportunities going into this one?
I would assume before the UCLA game, I think it was a career-high 7
right?
snaps against USC, so I would think that it's going to be, Deshaun's still going to see the majority of the snaps at the jack position, but Dylan's going to, the snaps are going to be up, could be up 20-plus snaps in the game.
All right, going to get to a break. We went a little long here, so we'll quickly get to a break. More of Sports Nightly coming up here on the other side of this. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
At Central Valley Ag, starting calves strong means setting up your success. Purina Stress Care 5 with RX3 immune support technology is now available. Help your herd thrive with proven performance you can count on. Right now, when you buy 2 tons or more, you'll get a free mug, limit 1 per purchaser. Start them strong. Harness the benefits. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
This fall, be ready for every tailgate, touchdown, and adventure in a perfect car, truck, or SUV from Sid Dillon Chevrolet. Visit us in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo and shop Nebraska's #1 volume Chevy dealer group. We're also your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, offering medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit us at SidDillonChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Dear Weekend.
Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your crawl space and damaging your home. Musty smells, sagging floors, mold are just a few signs your crawl space is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. We mentioned this off the top of the show, but it was a big weekend all around, even though it was a bye weekend for Husker football. Lots of victories to celebrate, including Nebraska women's basketball, also in the Pentagon, and against North Dakota State, another win. So 4-0 for both programs.
How about it? You know, just looking at the box score, watching the game the other day. Was it yesterday? No? Yeah, yesterday. The other day was men's basketball. So that's pretty cool, too. They both got to play in that same venue and experience that whole trip. But yeah, I look at the box score, and what a night for Maya Hargrove. 17 points. She was perfect, 7 of 7 from the floor. Almost had a double-double. Britt Prince continues to do what she does. 16 points. She had 4 in double figures. Probably want that turnover number to come down a little bit. He had 17 turnovers the other day, but shot the ball well from the free throw line, shot it well from the floor overall. He shot 60% from the floor against a good North Dakota State team that kept it close, had a pretty good third quarter coming out of the locker room, but you were able to put them away. So you want the turnover numbers to come down, but you shot the ball really, really well.
There's a lot of pride in that North Dakota State program for sure, and they knew it was going to be a fight, but it's just impressive, the start, and I think we're going to continue to see this, that, you have Britt Prince is going to be a special night in and night out. You just come to expect that with her, but it's going to be a team that I think is very balanced, and we've seen that through the first 4 wins, and I think that's going to continue to be a trend, is a little bit like what we've seen out of the men's team, is it could be somebody different every night that leads the team in scoring, and they're going to rely on a lot of different players to kind of deliver in different moments.
Well, you're going to have a lot of people that are going to circle in on number 23 in Britt Prince, right? So you're going to have others step up. You had 3 quarters where you scored at least 20, so that's a pretty good number. You put up 82 on any given night, you're probably going to win that game. So I know it's a team that continues to want to improve defensively, get better on that end of the ball, but offensively, they have all the tools. Even with all the injuries that they have all the pieces to be a really good group in the Big Ten. And like we said, it was a good non-conference test against North Dakota State, and had a really good environment there on Sunday.
Again, and they're not fully healthy either, so the fact that they're off to this kind of start without everybody that's that's going to contribute that they hope moving forward. But also, Amy Williams was asked about this in the press conference, but last week was a big week for Husker women's basketball. We talked about it on Thursday, and she was on the show and broke down the trio of signees. And one of those is from South Dakota, where they just played in, Ashlyn Copole. And
I think she was there, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And, can be talked about now that she's officially inked her letter, but the number one recruit in that state, one of the number one power forward in the country, ranked by some recruiting. But this is a team, you look, they got one out of Kansas City, Oklahoma, South Dakota. I mean, they're going to continue to be able to get, I think, and focus on some of the top recruits in the country across different states. And, that was a big one and big opportunity to get to play there.
Yeah, this team's exciting in its own right. It has star power, and some of that is on the bench right now injured. But the future of the program, I think, is in a really, really good spot. And how do you do that? Through consistent recruiting. You have a really good staff, really good head coach, and to get one of the top recruits in the country to come here to Nebraska for women's basketball, you just, unless it's volleyball or it's football, you don't get that often. So for Amy Williams to keep somebody relatively in your backyard from South Dakota, that means a lot.
All right, coming up next for Nebraska women's basketball Wednesday against Oral Roberts. So that's a 7 o'clock tip. So we'll be on the air 6:30 for the pregame show. We'll note while we're talking about it, Wednesday night will also be Coach Rhule's basketball show. I was looking at the whatever. There's a lot going on right now. Will be Coach Rhule's football show. So he's just going to do a segment leading into women's basketball.
He'll talk hoops, by the way.
Yeah.
I remember we sat here a couple weeks ago. It was opening night of the NBA. It was Knicks Cavs. We were talking about off air how he used to go to the Garden growing up. So he's a huge basketball fan.
You should tell him that it's the basketball show leading into the basketball.
I'm telling you, sometimes he comes up here and the last thing he wants to talk about is football. So we might just talk some hoops.
All right, see a phone call coming in. We'll try to get to that here on the other side. The break. One more segment left here of hour number one. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
At Hoiberg, we're raising the bar on yield performance, bringing world-class traits and genetics to these local fields with the exceptional corn rootworm control and proven powerful yields of new Vorceed-less corn. The unsurpassed flexibility and protection against above-ground pests with Power Core-less corn and other next-gen corn hybrids built to perform and boost your yields. It's time to raise a better crop. View Hoiberg products at therightseed.com.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
Because my mom wore her seatbelt that day, I get to hug her when I go home.
And then it clicked. Because I wore my seatbelt, I learned that one moment in time can change a person's life forever.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The day we were hit was the second to last day of our high school careers.
We were about to graduate as best friends together.
And then it clicked. Because we wore our seatbelt that day, we still get to experience life together.
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
The Akrs Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. Final segment here of Sports Nightly, hour number 1. Full another hour just ahead. 402-413-2400 is that number if you want to text or call into the show. Dennis on the text line, Kyle, says, while you guys are in State College, Pennsylvania, do you plan on visiting any restaurants there to check out?
Well, I'll tell you what, Damon let us know about 3 weeks ago what we're going to be doing on Friday night.
Yes, he did.
Every group needs one of those, though. Somebody that's just going to know what we're doing, when we're doing it, set the reservation.
And then change it 5 times.
But he has us there. He gets the reservation done in time. We know that we're going to have a place to eat, especially there's not a whole lot of places to eat in Happy Valley. It's a very small town. So the fact that he was proactive in getting that done, that we will have some sort of Friday night dinner, the only reason that we'll have that is because of DB.
I'm pretty excited about this week's choice. He sent it to the group.
I like it too.
It's looks like it's Gigi's like Southern Comfort. It looks like my granny's dinner menu from down south in Oklahoma.
I'll take it. For me, it's much better than the sushi we had. Sushi's good and all that stuff, and you can enjoy that. Everybody that's in our group is a sushi person except me. But this one, on the surface of it, I like so much better.
So we'll see. We'll keep you posted. We always kind of do a review, but Damon is in charge of that. He is fully taking on that responsibility this year. He just signs it up, and I mean, how would you rate it so far?
I looked at the menu, probably.
No, like his choices.
I mean, he's good. He's up there. He's probably in the 8s. If I'm grading him out of a 1 through 10 scale, he's probably an 8.5 right now. It's a pretty good score.
Is the sushi place what's bringing it down?
Yeah, it's just. But for you guys, like if I had gotten the steak, if I had gotten Damon's order,
bass.
or if I had gotten the sea bass, it would have had a different order. I wouldn't have a different score. But I tried to be one with the restaurant and try to be cool and hip and try to fit in with the sushi and the salmon tacos, and I wasn't having it. If I had California rolls and that's all that I ordered, I probably would have been a happy guy because it doesn't have any raw fish or anything like that in there.
Yeah.
It would have been fine.
If you go Italian, can't go wrong.
Italian or Tex-Mex.
Oh, okay.
Those are my two things.
We haven't had Tex-Mex this year.
No, maybe that's Italian. A bowl game thing.
We had Italian. That wasn't DB's doing, but we had Italian at Kansas City. You had like good steak. We've had the fish place. We've had 2 fish places, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
Because Maryland, that was the only place we could go. It was some place that had crab cakes, and then nobody ordered the crab cakes. I'm telling you what, your pizza that you didn't eat, it was like a comfort.
85 pounds.
That thing was massive. If I could have truly eaten that whole thing, by the way, but I restrained myself after licking the plate of my dinner.
I was so thick and rich, I could only have like 1 piece. I had to be done.
Yeah, it was.
Sam in Omaha said Damon should pay the bill too. Luckily, Playfly does that for us, but
yes,
Damon does.
I'm telling you what, he would
take care of us.
He would.
Yeah.
If he had to. He's that kind of guy. He's a generous guy.
So we'll keep you updated. Dennis, we'll let you know. We'll circle back next week. This week's kind of weird in our show schedule because we've got basketball games. Troy Dana's going to be here tomorrow night in the 6 o'clock hour, so that moves the volleyball show to the 7 o'clock hour. Wednesday, we only have a 30-minute show. We are not on the air on Thursday. We'll see about Friday because it depends on men's basketball, but Camden's going to be helping us out again. So we'll talk about it again, I guess, next week.
I lean on you to tell me where I'm supposed to be.
But we'll give you an update next Monday on the food choice and how it went at Gigi's in Penn State. All right, we got to take a break. Hour 2 up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find a dealer near you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole, Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health, and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Good evening, I'm Christopher Sullivan Diaz, and our Sports Ticker is brought to you by the experienced advisors at Stonebridge Wealth Systems. Some Husker news: Nebraska junior golfers Tommy Kelly from Creighton Prep and Jackson Hines out of New York High School signed to join the Husker men's golf team for the 2026-27 season when the fall signing period began on Wednesday, November 12th. In other Husker news, on day 2 of the national duels, the Nebraska wrestling team secured a 4th place finish out of 16 teams, earning $75,000 in prize money on Sunday, November 16th at the BOK Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After falling to the number 4 Ohio State Buckeyes in the semifinals, the Big Red had a quick turnaround for the 3rd place duel against number 5 Oklahoma State at noon. Nebraska collected a pair of ranked wins in the matchup, but the Cowboys came out on top 33-6. And finally, the Cowboys face off against the Raiders tonight in Las Vegas at Allegiant Stadium for Monday Night Football starting shortly at 7:15. Our Sports Ticker is brought to you by Stonebridge Wealth Systems, navigating you to and through retirement of your dreams. Local advisors, a disciplined process, the Retirement Compass. Visit StonebridgeIWM.com. Hour 2 of Sports Nightly is up next right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Latif at shotgun depth, takes a snap, play action fake, rolls right, looks left, throw back on the wheel route. Johnson's got it at the 22-20, 15-10. Johnson breaks a tackle. He's in. Touchdown, Huskers.
Harper Murray sails it to the back middle. Bad passer out of system, bumps that left, roll shot across. Here come the Huskers on match point. The side, Andy Jackson. Kaboom! We're done in L.A. 25-20, the verdict in the third. Andy Jackson and the Huskers huddle. Victorious yet again, 26-0 with 2 weeks and 4 matches to go.
Sanford across the line with a pump fake. Now it's Mast with the ball, top of the circle. Lost it, got it back. Did Price Sanford, Mast 3. Got it! Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. What a clutch 3 by Mast. And he did not have to shoot that.
Hake looks to get it in, into Petrie up the left sideline, 60-foot jumper. You betcha! You betcha! A 60-foot miracle from way down under. Aussie, Aussie, Aussie.
Now, here are your hosts, Jessica Coody and Kyle Crooks on the Huskers Radio Network.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to University of Nebraska basketball. Kent Pavelka along with Jeff Smith with the Huskers of Nebraska tonight playing Game 4 of this new college basketball season at the Sanford Pentagon. The Huskers taking on the Oklahoma Sooners of the SEC.
I thought Oklahoma came out and threw the first punch, and they set the tone with their physicality, but I give our guys a lot of credit. They hung in there. We talked about this. As important as anything in the pregame was how are we going to handle adversity. And our guys just, they kept swinging. And in the first part of the second half is when we really, took back over the game. And, our guys did a good job of recognizing the mismatch.
Missing the 3 and the rebound to Hoiberg off that miss by Reed. Huskers with the ball down 10-3. Across the timeline is Hoiberg, top of the circle, comes left with a pass off to Price, puts it up. Got another one, back-to-back trios. Price Sanford. And OU has it doubled up on the Huskers again at 16-8. Buchtenzel with the ball left side to Price Sanford. He drives it right past his defender, and the dunk by Price. He's got 8 on 2 threes and that dunk.
Price really played under control, and not only the 28 points, but he has 7 assists and 0 turnovers and 5 rebounds.
They switch defensively. Sanford drives the ball, puts it up and in, and one. Price Sanford with 10 of Nebraska's 12. And he goes to the foul line. Hacked on the arm by Utok. Mast with the ball. He's scoreless so far. Hands it off now. With it is Garcia. Right side, long 3. Asijan got it! Connor, my boy. Back to a 5-point lead on the layup by Pack. Here's Mast with a 3. Puts it up. Got it! Got it! Got it! Got it! Mast with a trio. We've got a 2-point game. Asijan up top to Price. Out near the timeline. Gives to Mast. Cuts back, give and go, return pass, reverse layup, good with the left hand. Price Sanford keeping Nebraska in this puppy. He's got 13 points. Huskers closing within 10 at 46-36 and a timeout on the floor. Price Sanford to Mash, shoots the 3. Got it! He rings the bell. on a big three. 49-42. The Huskers have cut it to 7. A minute and a half to go. Now the drive down the right lane line. Triple pump. Shot on the way. No good. Air ball over the whole thing. Jamarcus comes the other way. Pushes it. Picked up by Pack. Left side. Buchtenzel 3 on the way. Got it! Man! A ring! Back Buchtenzel. We've got a 4-point game. Jacobson does not want to attack. He gives it across the timeline to Price. Now to Mast. Mast over to Jamarcus. Behind the screen, Jamarcus shoots the ball. It's up. It's good. Rolling around. Got every inch of the rim. And the Huskers with that 3 ball by Jamarcus. Back to within 5. Rebound to Jacobson. Huskers can tie it with a 2. They can take the lead with a 3. Jacobson with the ball. Hesitation. Drives it. Puts it up. And in. And in. Kyle Jacobson ties this puppy. Huskers inbound it with it at the top of the circle is Jamarcus, right side, 3 ball. Got it! Price, Sanford, career high! Huskers up by 5! Off a down spin on a curl. It's Price Sanford out to Mass, puts it up. Got it! Got it! Got it! Got it! Rico! Huskers with their biggest lead of the night. In Sioux Falls, 75-70 on Mass 3.
Found a way to play unselfish basketball. The beauty of this team is it's not going to be the same guy every night, and I thought our guys did a really good job of finding the right man out there tonight.
Jacobson masked with the ball, behind the back bounce pass. Jacobson 3 off the shot, off the bounce pass, got it. Kale Jacobson on a slick play by Mast. Lawrence on the right side in front of the Husker bench, stops, shoots behind the screen. Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Jamarcus Lawrence puts Nebraska up by 8. Timeout on the floor. 6:31 to go. The crowd's going crazy. Sanford across the line with a pump fake. Now it's Mast with the ball, top of the circle. Lost it, got it back. Did Price Sanford. Mast 3. Got it. Oh, my God. Oh, my Lord. What a clutch 3 by Mast. And he did not have to shoot that.
The crowd was, the environment, it absolutely played a factor in us winning this game and coming back. But our crowd willed us to that win, and we're very thankful. That's what makes our place special. It's what makes Nebraska the best, is the fans are like no other.
Here's a drive inside. Let him score it. 3.3 to go. Doesn't matter. This crowd has witnessed a remarkable basketball victory for their Cornhuskers. Final score, 105-99 over Oklahoma. Nebraska 4-0 on the season.
Just a really gutty win. And I told our guys, there's going to be some noise now. We can't listen to it. We got to bounce back and have great effort at the end of next week.
The victory montage featuring Kent Pavelka. I was telling you during that, I need to change my alarm bells instead of to the dinging. I need it to be got it and you betcha. The you betcha half quarter or 3/4 court shot from Coatney and got it. Is there any better way to start your day than
the equivalent of 4 Monster energy drinks between those two? What a game! What an atmosphere! What broadcasts! It was a cool weekend. The longest running win streak in Division I men's basketball belongs to the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Yep, dating back to last year in the Crown tournament. So, yeah, kudos.
Really good.
They're fun to watch. My dad called me today, and he was tuned in. He's like, man, they're so fun. When they're hitting, it's a really enjoyable team. They've got a lot of different weapons. They pass the ball so well. If you're kind of a basketball purist, which, my dad was a basketball coach, the way that they move the ball, the unselfish play, they just when the ball is moving, it is just a really pretty brand of basketball.
Yeah, 20 assists on 34 made field goals, had issues with rebounding, especially in the first half, but the way that they came out in the second half as a team, and Porter Moser had said they scored 61 points in the second half, which is just absurd, and Oklahoma scored 48. Oklahoma had 51 going in half. There wasn't a whole lot of defense. I think it was a Pentagon record for a single game, 105 points that Nebraska had put up. But Porter Moser said this, Oklahoma's head coach, in the postgame, that Nebraska is a team that should be in the NCAA tournament when it's all said and done. They have the talent. This is a tournament team. And Rink Mass puts you in so much conflict as a defense because he has the pick and pop ability to hit that outside shot, but he also has the ability in the post. And he could facilitate, and he's just such a mismatch nightmare. He finishes up with 26. How many big guys are going 5 of 7 from 3. You had Samford, who had 4 threes. You had 15 on the night. This is the way that Nebraska is going to want to play. They're going to want to hit 13, 15, 17 three-pointers on any given night.
And that was without really Connor Sejan, really having a huge night either. And he's also somebody that can certainly hit it from the outside, as we've seen. So lots of different weapons and big win. That's a big win because we were talking about this going into the matchup. Oklahoma was an NCAA tournament team last year, and being that they play in the SEC, they got probably a little bit of a boost last year because they were, I think, like 6-12 in SEC play last year, but because they play in that conference. And so that will be when the committee starts looking at your resume and what are signature wins. That's I think could be a signature win for Nebraska.
You have to look at the quote unquote quad 1 wins, the opportunities that you get. You'll get a lot more of them come conference play. When you play the Michigan States, the Purdues, and really up and down the line. Most road games in conference, for the most part, are going to be quad 1 because it's harder to win on the road and all that. But in terms of quad 1 opportunities that you get within non-conference play, you'll have Creighton. You're 1-for-1 already with Oklahoma. You'll get a few, most likely, in the Hall of Fame Classic in Kansas City. So in non-conference, they're sparse. They're hard to come by in non-conference play to have the opportunities to have a resume builder. So like we said, going into the Pentagon, that you're going to have a 3-game stretch where you're going to have the opportunity to really bolster early on a resume for Nebraska because they're considered, at least coming into the year, they're always considered as a team that's probably going to be on the bubble. And when it's all said and done, that's always been the conversation around Nebraska basketball. They're probably always going to be in the bubble conversation, but are they a realistic bubble team is sort of that next step. So far, so good.
Yeah, it's still early. It's four games in, but so far, so good. It's a good start. We're going to talk more Nebraska basketball coming up here on the next segment with head coach Fred Hoiberg. But we do have Debbie in Grand Island. She's been hanging in on our Sports Nightly hotline, and so we'll head to Debbie. Debbie, how you doing tonight?
Debbie? Is Debbie there? Debbie going once. Debbie going twice. Debbie going 3 times. Debbie in Grand Island. Oh, it's a shame. I was looking forward to talking to Debbie tonight.
Well, I guess we'll
never know what Debbie...
There we go. Sorry. Hey, well, sorry. We ended up with the timing of it. Had to wait a little bit, but Debbie, if you want to call back, 402-413-2400. We need your help, Husker fans. Nebraska is competing against other Big Ten schools in the Abbott We Give Blood Challenge, and it's time to defend our title. You can donate towards Nebraska anytime, any place, anywhere. Just find a donation center near you and log it on big10.org/Abbott, ABBOTT, to help the Huskers win $1 million towards their school. Every donation counts. Let's show the Big Ten the power of Husker Nation. We talked last week. There was a big blood drive. We took the lead. Then now Wisconsin had 2 blood drives. They're back in the lead by a small margin of numbers.
This is a fierce competition right now.
There
may not be any blood left when it's all said and done.
Yeah, you were joking earlier that there might be some zombies walking around.
Yeah, there might be some people going back for a 6th, 7th time that just might not have any blood left in their system just for giving it up for a good cause. Again, in the end, this is a great cause. But there's a competition to be won here for Husker fans, and they don't lose competitions as a fan base often.
Art in Los Angeles, your guy, said, was that Sam's best game? He's my favorite player. He plays with the chip on his shoulder. What a gritty player. I have to give Sammy a lot of credit for all the wins, GBR. Yeah, I guess the one that you're talking about, Maryland Eastern Shore, where he had a career high in points, steals, assists, rebounds, I believe. Not assists, but steals and rebounds. I think 18 points, 7 rebounds, 4 steals, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. He was very, very, very efficient and was also when nobody else really had it going. He was the bright spot, kept the team in it and provided a spark. I don't know if I could say that was his best game. I mean, certainly it was his best game in terms of scoring because it was a career high, but he's done so many good things. And to your point, Art, that's why he is crowd favorite in PBA and why he gets so many ovations. His Husker fan base is very understanding and knowledgeable of the kind of player that Sam Hoiberg is. And while he might not score 30 points a night, he does so many things right. And he gets so many deflections. He's so gritty on the defensive end. He wrecks so much havoc on the defensive end. He's certainly he will continue to be, I guarantee you, part of that defensive. When they figure out what that defensive lineup is, when they need a stop in big games, he'll be a part of that. But in terms of the stats, yes, absolutely. I don't know. I should have asked Coach Hoiberg that. I'll try to maybe follow that back up with him. But he filled up the stat sheet against Maryland Eastern Shore, that's for sure.
They got a lot of good guards on this team. Jamarcus Lawrence also stands out. He had 14 the other night. They only had 5 turnovers as a team, 20 assists. You take 5 turnovers any given night. That puts you in a good position to win.
All right, let's go ahead and get to a break so we have plenty of time with that coach. Fred Hoiberg going to join us for his appearance for our coach's basketball show. Just a segment here tonight, but we're going to chat about that big win against Oklahoma, preview the week ahead. So keep it here on Sports Nightly. Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid mineral with protein or Sweet Pro block supplements for space feeding, while also stretching your forages up to 25% better, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blauhorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your foundation and damaging your home. Cracks in walls and uneven floors are just a few signs your foundation is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns: a free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Visit Duteau Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at DuteauSubaru.com. Duteau Subaru, driven by you.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
When it comes to irrigation, only the best will do. That's why growers trust Valley Genuine Parts. Gearboxes, center drives, sprinklers, tech, and more. The parts you rely on most for any pivot, any brand, all from Valley. And now save $50 on your next purchase of Valley Genuine Parts or service. Claim online at valleyirrigation.com/parts. Your Valley dealer has the inventory you need, plus expert inspections and fast, reliable service. Claim your $50 savings today at valleyirrigation.com/parts.
A little more slack. Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
You expect your home to protect everything you love, but you don't expect the ways water is breaking down your basement and damaging your home. Mold, cracks, and of course visible water are just a few signs your basement is compromised. But there's one way to get answers to all your concerns. A free home inspection from Groundworks. We put water back in its place. Get your free inspection at groundworks.com. License number C142293.
Welcome back into Sports Nightly, and welcome back to another chat with Fred Hoiberg as a part of our Nebraska men's basketball show, which is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, where people don't have your money has people. Coach, welcome in. Congratulations. What a fun one on Saturday.
That was as good an environment that I've ever played in, Jessica.
Really?
Oh, it was unbelievable. And, I really give our crowd a lot of credit for willing us, to stay in that game and come back. And once we got the lead, the roof blew off the place when Kale had the and one there to finally get us over the hump. And then we just kind of kept our foot on the gas after that. But, we talked a lot about before that game in the pregame meeting how important it was going to be to play through adversity. It was going to hit us at some point during that game, and it just happened to be in the first 10 minutes. And, finally we got the ball inside, and that really got us into a rhythm in those last probably 7 or 8 minutes of the first half. And then we carried that over in the second half, the entire 20. I thought we were really crisp, and I thought our pace was unbelievable. And I think if you saw Porter Mosher's comments after the game, he just talked about how we wore them down with our pace and movement. And again, I thought a lot of that had to do with our crowd. They just kept us going, and we were able to fight through fatigue and had a couple of good timeouts that were very timely for us to get our guys a little bit of rest so they could finish off the game. But overall, it was just one of those nights, especially Price and Rink had it going the entire night, and then Jamarcus really got it going there in the second half. For about the last 15 minutes, he scored all 14 of his points. And, guys had key contributions. I thought Kale, maybe played his best game as a Husker as well as he played in the Crown tournament last year. Sam certainly gave us some really good minutes out there, especially those last few. Connor, I thought, was very physical. He set a couple really hard screens that set the tone for us, and we needed him to make a couple good, hard, tough plays. And everybody that Burke was terrific as well. Braden gave us good minutes after not practicing the day before with the ankle sprain. So I thought everybody that stepped on the floor, Jared made a nice pass to Rink, to get him a layup, playing under control off 2 feet. So everybody that stepped on the floor made a very positive contribution to that win.
So I was going to ask you about that. You just went through a lot of different guys, and it was different moments as much as, a lot of the highlights are going to have Rink and Price, but it seems like here, and it's 4 games in, but your guys have kind of, there's different stars at different given moments, and everybody is kind of willing to do their part whenever it might be.
Yeah, Price obviously kept us in it early. I think he scored 8 of the first 10 points for us, hit a couple threes when we got down 10-0. And, that kind of kept us in it. And then they stretched it. And then again, it started really with Burke. He had a couple good mismatch when they were switching. And you have to be able to do that. You have to expose the switch. You can't allow him to continue to do it and get you stagnant. And it didn't just happen on an initial screen. It happened on rescreens. It happened when the defense went under. We rescreened, got the switch, and then got the ball inside, had a couple nice high lows. But the recognition, I thought, of our players was as good as it's been all year in going back through the practice as we talk about it. When we get the mismatch, we have to try to expose it. And we got the ball inside. They really were hugging the line, and that's what got us going. And then on the inside with twos, and then we started attacking the slots. And when you have to stay home on a guy like Rink, that's what opens up those driving lanes to the basket. Sam had one. Price had a couple really nice takes to the basket. Kale had a couple big ones. One got fouled. One he got the three-point play. And when teams are hugging you like that, you have to take what the defense gives you. And I thought we recognized that and did a good job, and that's what kept us in the game.
When Oklahoma goes up 16, was it more so, you talk about your guys sticking with it and being patient and getting to the plan, but was it something that they did or you guys didn't do to be able to extend the lead? to get going there?
Well, here's how the way I looked at it. When they got up 10-0, the problem is we fouled way more than we had all year, and then they got to the free. They were in the bonus with 10 minutes left in the first half. That we were fourth in the nation in foul rate, where we put the opponents on the free throw line. The fourth, we were the fourth best in the country at doing that. And early on, we talked about it. They're going to launch into bodies. They're a huge pump fake team. We bid on a couple of those. And, now you get a team comfortable by getting them to the free throw line, and that makes those shots a lot easier. In the second half, we did a better job, and we got our hands on a lot of balls. We got a lot of deflections in the second half, which we did not do a very good job in the first. And now they're spraying it around with sharp passes, with no air under them. In the second half, we did a much better job of creating deflections, and again, that got us out in transition.
I know you know what you're talking about, but it's pretty amazing some of the things you've talked about, the floor spacing and just the lanes that are open with this team, that they're because they can shoot. You're already seeing how teams have to guard that they can get to the rim, like a guy like Price, who, yes, he can shoot it, but it's pretty incredible to see what this team is able to do when they're hitting the threes, what opens up for them offensively.
Yeah, I mean, we just got into such a nice rhythm in the second half, and a big part of that, we talk about pace and purpose with everything we do within our offensive system, and, you screen with purpose, you cut with pace, you cut with force. We did a good job mixing cuts, which forced help, which got us open threes. Price did a good job mixing his cut on a little, back cut from the wing, and then he came off on a little flex action or set a screen to get Connor open, coming off it as well. So there's just a lot of little wrinkles within this system that the guys are really starting to figure out.
How about the uniforms? Those were sweet.
Yeah, those were big time. I remember those uniforms. I played against those uniforms back in the day, and it's fun for, I think, the older players, the alumni, to see those, and a pretty special season when they wore those. One of the best in the school's history. So yeah, it was fun to see our guys wear it, and it was also great to see our guys interact that were former Huskers.
All right, we haven't had a chance to chat with you since the win over Maryland Eastern. Sure, I wanted to go back to that one, and I said on the broadcast, for Sam, he did everything. He was passing it, he was stealing it, rebounding it, everything. No turnovers. It wasn't what can he do, it's what can he not do. How impressive was what Sam, and especially a night where everyone else was kind of struggling, he really kept you guys in it that game.
Yeah, it's good to see Sam have a game like that shows up in the box score, because a lot of the games where he has an impact on the win, they don't show up, in the overall stat sheet. And, you saw the game, he had 4 assists, he had 4 steals, he had 7 rebounds pretty early. I think he had all 7 of his rebounds in the first 12 or 13 minutes of that game. And then he was able to knock down a couple shots and get free and get to the rim and score a career high, I believe it was 18 points. And, that game, the way that we broke that down and went in and watched film, we were not very crisp on the offensive end. And yes, we did miss some good looks, we missed some shots, but we missed a lot of opportunities to get to the basket and get to the rim, and we missed some of those mismatch opportunities. And as a coach, what you're looking for is your team to carry over when you go in a film session, and a heated film session, and carry that over to the floor in the practice. And that's exactly what our guys did. And we had really good preparation, I thought, heading into the Oklahoma game. In that Maryland Eastern Shore, we won the game, which was great, but we didn't play very well. And, sometimes that's a wake-up call, and it's always better to learn in a win. And I thought our guys learned a lot from that and were much better on the offensive end against Oklahoma.
What's your balance as the coach, that you still have a lot of confidence, you want your guys to shoot it, but when you're getting good looks, they might not be going down, but you want to keep shooting to get it going and maybe not shooting too much. How do you balance that, and what's the messaging there?
That's a great question. A lot of times, as we talk to our team about, is a lot of times the flow of the game will dictate shot selection. And you looked at the previous game, the FIU, we had it rolling, and our semi-contested shots were going in. And, I think we had 5 out of 6 possessions where we hit a 3, and some of those were, a little bit contested shot. Not fully contested, but semi, as we go back and look at our shot distribution. And in the Maryland Eastern Shore game, they weren't going in. So that's where you got to get the ball moving. You got to shift the defense side to side. You have to attack a closeout, and you have to get the ball to the paint. When we got the ball to the paint in the second half, we were much more efficient against Maryland Eastern Shore, and we actually got that lead up to 31 at one point, got Rinka's triple-double, got him out, and then obviously we didn't finish the game very well. So, the flow of the game a lot of times, that's what we look for. And if we're hitting shots like we were against Oklahoma, we will take some of those, but if not, we got to get that ball moving.
We've talked a lot about the scoring, but I think Seamus may have to look this up. How many times have you been led by a different guy in assists this year too.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of different guys that's willing to spread the ball around and move it around.
Yeah, and Rink, I think, is leading us in overall assists, but then you look at Price, Sam, Jamarcus, those guys are all right there, with 13 or 14 assists so far in the early portion of the season. Price last game goes for 7 assists and 0 turnovers. And when teams are running at him and they're in a switching defense, sometimes you mess the defense up with the screen and then you can slip. You saw Burke got a slip to the basket. You saw Rink, when Price curled it, took one dribble and drew a crowd, threw it back for threes. I think he did that twice. For Rink, he got Jamarcus on a full court pass on a turnover. So it's been a very unselfish team, Jessica. That's the one thing I've really liked about this group. When you go for 20 assists and 5 turnovers in a game, you're going to have a pretty good chance to win. And that's what it was against Oklahoma. We had 29 assists against Florida International. We weren't as good against Maryland Eastern Shore. Some of it, the ball wasn't going in the basket like it was in the other ones, but I thought we've made really simple plays. We had 0 assists at halftime against a pressure, lengthy, athletic team, SEC team. That's pretty impressive.
Going into, I guess you traveled the first time. I know it wasn't quite a road atmosphere. It was very much a Husker atmosphere. But you had to travel. You had to do all that for the first time. How'd you like the way the team handled kind of that process of hitting the road for the first time?
Yeah, the guys handled it great, and we had a lighter practice that morning. Knowing we had a shoot-around opportunity the next day. We went out to a team dinner. One thing we've done the last couple of years, we take their phones away at the team meals. The first couple of years, you look over there and everybody's sitting on their phone and nobody's talking to each other. There's no eye contact. Since we started doing that, you really see how they interact with each other, and it's been really good. We take staff phone away and we take the players' phones away, and that really does force those guys to have conversation. They talk about the game. They talk about practice. They talked about the film session that we had when we got in there that night. So I thought they were really locked in. And then our shoot-around that day was as sharp as we've had, which a lot of times doesn't translate, but it's better than the alternative of going out there with no energy and laying an egg. But, the energy, the attention to detail in the shoot-around absolutely carried over to that game.
That's awesome. It's so important. And when you connect with people, we hear at the training table, you got to take your backpacks down. It's just, it allows for you to have those conversations that connect with people in a different way.
Yeah, I've really liked what that's done for everybody and our staff as well. We're not sitting there looking at scores and, scrolling through on looking for plays and that kind of thing. It really does force guys to get together, and I really think that helps with overall chemistry.
All right, let's talk this week, the Hall of Fame Classic. One of those situations where you don't necessarily know who you're going to play, right? On Thursday, you got New Mexico at 6 o'clock, and then either Kansas State or Mississippi State. How important is that kind of to provide this team something like that where you don't exactly know who's going to be on the schedule this week?
Yeah, I mean, our full focus right now is on New Mexico, and very, very good team, very well coached team, and they really make you guard with a lot of different actions, get the ball moving side to side, play different defenses. We've got guys working behind the scenes, preparing for whoever we will play on Friday between Kansas State and Mississippi State. But right now, everything is focused towards New Mexico.
So what does that matchup look like for you guys against New Mexico then?
Yeah, really good team. It's a very versatile team. They've got a kid that starts at the 3 that'll move to the 1, that'll move to the 5, and they've got really moving interchangeable parts. They bring size in off the bench with JT Rock, who was a transfer from Iowa State. He was a good player, can shoot the ball from the 3-point line. They've had different guys lead them in scoring, but it'll be a really good challenge for us. And we just need to go out there and do the things that we did that made us successful and continue to build on those.
You like the way that this schedule's kind of shaken out, the way that it's set up to prepare you for moving forward into the Big Ten?
Yeah, I do. That was a great opportunity for us to play against a high-quality team that I think is going to be in the NCAA tournament. There's no doubt about it. Porter Moser is one of the best in the business, and to go out there and get a quality win and face the adversity that we did the right way, will help us come Big Ten play. And in this, listen, every game we play, we're going to hit some of it. The BYU game was very important for us to win a close game and to have to get a stop at the end. And then some of the non-conference games that we played and that we will continue to play, will all help us towards a very, very tough Big Ten schedule. You see what the league is doing right now in the non-conference, in the winning percentage, and it's going to be an absolute grind.
All right, well, great stuff. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck this week. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, Jessica, thank you.
Head coach Fred Hoiberg with us here on our Nebraska men's basketball segment. Contact 811 2 days before you dig to protect your underground utilities and yourself. It's free, it's easy, it's the law. Got to step aside for a break. More of the show coming up right after this.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and 0 down.
Returns on the farm are under pressure, with market challenges and environmental hurdles putting every seed to the test. But you have an ace in the hole: Streamline Ag. Designed for every phase of growth and development, Streamline Ag gives your seed what it needs to thrive, from enhanced stand establishment and early emergence to essential nutrition and stress management. Streamline Ag gives your seed the power to reach its full potential. Visit us at streamline-ag.com to learn more.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear weekend, Toyota trucks are raring to go. Gearing up for fall, Tundra is all in for hauling. Campers, ATVs, you know Tundra's got the muscle to move it. Going off the beaten path? Tacoma says, let's do this. With handling that tackles tough trails and the backbone to take you where the pavement can't. Both trucks pack sweet tech, posh cabins, and Toyota's legendary reliability. So whether it's a fishing trip at dawn, tailgate at noon, or a remote sunset at, well, sunset, these trucks are built to make every weekend epic. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, Baxter Toyota of Lincoln, Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, or Village Point Toyota of Omaha.
Noddle Companies proudly supports the Huskers Radio Network. As a full-service leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Noddle Hospitality's latest venture in Aksarben Village, and the contemporary living of row house townhomes on Leavenworth. We're welcoming world-class concepts from men's fashion and great eats to gorgeous homes and green spaces, all professionally managed by Noddle Services. These are the Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
If you believe the destination is the journey, you'll love exploring in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. It gives you the confidence of a standard symmetrical all-wheel drive, plus a 180 horsepower Subaru Boxer engine. The 2026 Subaru Crosstrek. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue congratulates Nebraska Athletics and student athletes for all their achievements and stands behind you again this season. Go Big Red!
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
A little more slack. Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder, didn't realize you could do both.
0.9% plus $3,250 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
Count on Medica to protect your team with affordable group health plans, flexible benefits, and the close-to-home care they want. Husker Nation, you're not just covered, you're cared for. Learn more and get a quote at medica.com. Welcome back. A couple segments left here for us tonight on Sports Nightly with Kyle Crooks. I'm Jessica Coody. So, first of all, Deb, we missed her on the call-in. Debbie, so sorry about that. I don't know why we dropped you, but she texted in and she just said, love your broadcast. Thank you, guys.
Oh, thank you, Debbie. I didn't hang up on you. That was Jess.
No, it was not. It was Camden. It's Camden.
Wow, we just threw Camden under the bus.
Yes, Camden. How about Coach Hoiberg and the taking the phones away? Maybe we should do that at dinner on Friday night. You're the only one that would suffer from that.
It's very smart. I have a problem when it comes to just looking at my phone. That's like a comfort thing for me. It's this generation of kids, you know. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could do it. You could tell me to do it. You'd have to physically put my phone in a different room for me to abide by those rules.
Really?
And laws.
Wow.
I just couldn't do it. It's more of like I have to check it and I don't even know I'm checking it. It's like an unconscious response.
It's like your favorite lunch date, too.
Yeah, that's all I do. What I usually do for those that don't know, when I'm at the training table, I put one earbud in. And I'll like listen to our broadcast or something. And I critique as I eat at the training table.
What a horrible lunch plan.
You know what? It's true. It is. It isn't the best. But I'm not. People like social interaction at lunch. Me, I like listening to myself, I guess. Unfortunately.
Well, hey, this is our last chance really to chat because, again, this is the crazy time of the year.
You're never going to hear from us again?
Well, this week.
Okay.
I don't know. We don't know. It's kind of up in the air because...
Well, I'm going to do my own show.
Yes, and I get the boot tomorrow night because John Baylor, Jenny Busboom Kelly will be here from 7 to 8.
I don't like that.
You and Troy 6 to 7, so I'm out. I got booted off the island for tomorrow night's show. John Baylor's going to be doing it from L.A., so hopefully that works all right. He's going to be tuning in from L.A.
Kaboom, we'll find out.
From the beach, maybe. I don't know. And then Wednesday, we have women's basketball taking on Oral Roberts, so we'll just have a short show. You'll have Coach Cook, or what the heck am I talking about? I'm all over the place.
I'm actually going to talk to a statue for 30 minutes.
What am I talking about? Coach Rhule will be
We're
here.
doing a basketball show, too, remember?
Coach Rhule will be here doing basketball.
And for those that don't know, I'll save you. Here, Jess.
Oh.
She's getting sick. So we're about, 5 feet apart right now, and it's not apart enough because she's got this sinus thing going on right now, and those are the things that are very easy to catch.
Yeah. So anyways, so Coach Rhule, 30 minutes on Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll have volleyball and men's basketball. And so we'll have dueling broadcasts on Thursday. And then it depends on what the men do. I think they're going to win. So we'll probably have an hour-and-a-half show on Friday night, but we'll be traveling. We'll bring you our picks segment on Friday night with a win. But Camden's going to be helping us out again on Friday night.
I'm all in. Apparently the chat, the fans, it's been nonstop. People have been talking about the Camden Cone Solo, as I like to call it.
Apparently he's the weekend winner. He's the weekly winner. He did a joke, so I got the boot because
that's all I've heard about Cone Solo. When's Camden coming back by himself? Well, that's all I've heard.
If Nebraska men's, another reason to root for Nebraska men's basketball for a win is because Camden gets to do the show on Friday.
You know, he's coming for our jobs.
Yes.
Every single day, I tell you that. And you know what? He's a fan favorite. Everybody likes the the first person off the bench, but he's gonna Wally Pipp. The old Wally Pitt player came in, he got
Wally
hurt or whatever.
The Hoosiers?
I don't think it's Hoosiers. I don't know. But that's like the old expression. He was an old baseball player for the Tigers back in the day, but he got hurt and never got his job back again. So that's going to be us. We're just going to be away one day, away on that Friday. And it was the Lou Gehrig kind of jolted him into baseball immortality. When you don't even know what I'm talking about.
I don't either. And 8 minutes to tell you that we're not going to be able to talk to you again about football until Saturday. So
I don't like it.
We've got 3 minutes to talk about football.
In
the matchup against Penn
State. This lack of airtime is concerning for me. I'm going to boycott.
You get the airtime. I'm the one that is losing out on the airtime.
Fair enough.
This is my last shot today.
You want to talk football? What do you want to talk about?
I don't don't know. What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Are we doing? We got weekend winners coming up.
We do have weekend winners. So
I don't even no idea who I'm going to pick.
Yeah, because the Colts didn't play.
We're on a bye week.
So you're.
There's a pretty easy one that we talked about a lot in the second hour that could be your weekend winner, just overall as a program, for the win over your old program, Sooners. Could be up there. I have to think deep in this commercial break as to who my weekend winner is going to be.
You got 3 minutes. All right, but I guess you'll talk with Coach Rhule about it. But you're diving into this. Have you had your charts done for like 2 weeks now?
No, I just built it. I was working ahead to Iowa. This past weekend. I'm just trying to, because that's a short week, trying to get the skeleton ready. I can tell you it's
early keys.
Early keys, be able to control the line of scrimmage, keep TJ on schedule, find a way to not to get him behind the chains, and that's when interceptions become a thing. Can he be a factor in the run game, whether it's quarterback scramble, design, run game, RPO? How effective is that in the pass game when he pulls it? And we saw a couple times Ja'Cory Barney was wide open. Dane Key was wide open on those RPO slants. The middle of the field between the hash marks, the pass game between the hash marks, what does that look like? It was wide open against UCLA. Do you find similar success against Penn State?
That was excellent, by the way.
I appreciate it.
Well done. You about hit the mark on the money, but someone texted in 3 minutes of tattoo talk. LOL. Yeah, we've like the few times we've been on the air, we've completely gone off the rails.
Damon's all in on getting a tattoo. We found out that Damon does not have a tattoo, correct?
I don't know if Ben does either. I don't think any of us do. So it'd be the first ink for all of us. What a great story.
I think Ben's got a backside tattoo, if I had to guess.
He's got a neck tat. No, we would have seen that.
He's definitely got a tattoo of some sort. Like
barbed wire?
Yeah. He's got like
on his bicep,
like a snake tattoo.
On his guns.
He was a biker back in his old days.
Oh, my.
Oh, this is a good show. Let's do it again sometime, although it's not going to be this week.
Woodhouse has been a trusted partner in your everyday since 1975. Shop for your next vehicle with the home team at Woodhouse and the official auto dealer of Nebraska Athletics. Weekend winners when we come back here on Sports Nightly.
Since 1975, Woodhouse has proudly served our customers and communities. From one dealership to over 21 dealerships across Nebraska and Iowa, our promise remains the same. A wide selection of vehicles, trusted service, and financing that fits your life. We believe in honest people, fair prices, and relationships built to last. Because it's not just about the road ahead, it's about traveling it together. Start your journey at woodhouse.com.
Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic for better health. Why chiropractic? Because it's safe, drug-free, and a cost-effective treatment option for back and joint pain. Plus, all generations can benefit from natural chiropractic care. Choose chiropractic first for pain relief or to improve your mobility, athletic performance, or overall wellness. Make chiropractic your first choice for better health and find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Here at Boot Barn, our objective is to build the perfect boot. We do take our time ensuring that every step is done correctly. For a boot to last you for a lifetime, you've got to properly build the boots. Hand craftsmanship is, in my opinion, the only way you're going to achieve that. We handcraft our boots. 160 people take a boot from start to finish. We have skilled artisans at every stage of the game. We've been handcrafting boots since the beginning here at Boot Barn, and we'll continue to do so.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
I got to see my brother get married.
I would have missed my dad's birthday.
Because I wore my seatbelt, I had the privilege of being part of his special day.
I got to go home and see my family again.
Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
I would have never had the chance to see my daughter become a doctor.
I was able to go to my brother's graduation.
I wouldn't have adopted my first pet.
And then it clicked. My seatbelt saved my life. Does it click yet?
Brought to you by NDOT Highway Safety Office.
At Woodhouse, it's more than just buying a car. It's about the experience. Our team is dedicated to making every visit seamless, enjoyable, and personalized to your needs. Explore a wide selection of vehicles, from SUVs and sedans to trucks and luxury models, all backed by expert guidance and exceptional service. Whether it's your first car or your next upgrade, discover why generations of drivers trust Woodhouse for a truly memorable experience. Visit us at woodhouse.com today.
The Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center is sponsored by Akrs, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Akrs, solutions for every field. Welcome back. Final segment here of Sports Nightly on this Monday night edition, and we like to save this segment for our weekend winners. And no Colts, so we are just on the edge of our seats trying to figure out what Kyle might pick tonight, because I think every week since you've been here, since we've done this segment, you've picked the Colts.
That's correct.
So, we'll see what you go with. You're not going first. Christopher is.
Okay, that's a shame.
Yeah, sorry. I think for my weekend winner, I'm going to go with the city of Dallas. Nico Harrison.
Entire city. Wow.
Yeah, Nico Harrison got fired. Traded away Luka. I think everybody in Dallas is pretty happy about that. I mean, had a tough offseason as well with Micah Parsons, but yeah, give it to Dallas.
All righty.
That's cool. There's a lot of different things we can pick here. Cities, people, animals. For me, I'm going to go with Lane.
It's not your turn, Camden.
You looked at me like it was my
'Cause
turn.
you
pulled
in.
the rope-a-dope.
Camden, what do you got?
It's probably stupid anyway.
I'm going to do whatever Kyle was going to do. No, I'll do Cale Jacobson. I thought he had a nice game off the bench. He was 3 for 3 on field goals. Was only 3 of 6 from the free throw line, so got to improve that a little bit. But had 10 points, 6 rebounds. The best plus-minus on the team if you're a plus-minus type of person, plus 15. So I thought he was big in the second half.
I don't like plus-minus.
You're not?
No.
Seems right.
But you like the the Pro Football Focus, the PFF grades.
Love
Are those
PFF.
not the same thing?
Love PFF.
What do you got?
No, you go first.
No, you go first.
No, you go first.
No,
I'm going to
go.
do Lane Kiffin, because my guy secured a bag, and he's secured a bag the last couple of weeks. Whether it's Florida or LSU, that is going to be one rich college football coach.
Okay, there you go. He is a winner, chicken dinner. Okay, so I am going with Husker Nation. I think going back to the atmosphere at the Pentagon for a couple of days for Husker basketball, but also what they did to help propel Emmett Johnson on the Heisman fan vote, which it doesn't really have much, impact on the Heisman voting, but it does. It's important to get the word out there. And Coach Rhule said it on the TV show, said it on his podium last week, that Husker Nation is going to shout it from the rooftops to get Emmett Johnson in these conversations. And Emmett goes from not even being registered on the leaderboard to being second as of yesterday. He was not even on it, and then he's second, getting second the percentage of the votes. Unbelievable last week. Also, just the efforts of the digital team. You talked about it earlier. The amount of with Steven from the football team and his team, and Alex from the corn crib and his team. It was just a great effort in a week. You go from like, hey, let's get Emmett out there, to the amount of numbers that were on the post and the votes and everything that kind of came about within a week and 7 days' time. Pretty impressive.
If you have another 100-yard performance this week, then the conversations start to get even a little bit more real, because you're going on the road, night game against Penn State, then you come back home against Iowa. If he has a couple of 100, you probably will have to be, one of those games will have to be 150 or something yards, something really spectacular. But he could set himself up pretty nicely to all of a sudden, accelerate what that conversation could be.
Doak Semifinalist Awards announcement comes out tomorrow. Got to expect that Emmett should be on that list. So there's one of them, and certainly chasing All-American. The Doak, potentially maybe being a Heisman finalist, or at least being in that conversation. But his name's out there now. He just goes out there, performs, and the rest should take care of itself.
EJ, what do they call him? EJ Money. What's his?
E-Money.
E-Money. Why couldn't I get that? E-Money.
E-Money.
They call me K-Money, by the way.
All right, that's going to do. What?
They do.
Oh, I'm sure they do. All right, that's going to do it for us. Coming up tomorrow night, 6 to 7, we'll have the Athletic Director Show with Troy Dannon. He'll be in for his monthly sit-down with Kyle. And then hour number 2 will be our weekly volleyball show with John Baylor and Danny Busboom Kelly. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here on Sports Nightly.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
A little more slack.
Plug it in.
Whoever said work smarter, not harder? Didn't realize you could do both.
Get 0.9% plus $32.50 cash on F-150 or lease F-150 for $499 a month and $0 down.
At Central Valley Ag, starting calves strong means setting up your success. Purina Stress Care 5 with RX3 immune support technology is now available. Help your herd thrive with proven performance you can count on. Right now, when you buy 2 tons or more, you'll get a free mug, limit 1 per purchaser. Start them strong. Harness the benefits. Learn more at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
You show up for every Husker game because it's about more than football. It's about celebrating that Nebraska grit that's in our DNA. That same drive pushes you to get stronger, move more, and take care of yourself. To show up for the people and moments that matter most. We believe you have what it takes. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska covers preventive care with every plan. And our digital tools help you stay on track every step of the way. Blue believes in what you're made of. And Blue believes in you.
As the world's largest family-owned and operated manufacturer of grain storage, drying, and handling equipment, Sukup Manufacturing Company has led the way in innovation, offering top-quality products that empower farmers to thrive. Get ready to tackle your agricultural challenges with Sukup, where innovation meets reliability. Visit sukup.com today to find